That the government, as well as the Commission on Administrative Justice, Katiba Institute, the Media Council of Kenya, and also different partners in ensuring that the public gets or receives information have gathered here to see the challenges and, of course, the steps that have been made in ensuring that that access that is important for the public to hold authorities into account, or ensure that there is transparency, have been here since morning to try and take stock of any challenges and the steps that have been made. So without further ado, allow me to bring on board Commissioner, or the Vice Chairperson for the Commission on Administrative Justice, Madam Dorothy Gemator. CAJ plays a critical role in promoting access to information for the public. How has it been? Do you feel like the public has had easy access to this information, or are there still challenges that exist?
Yeah, you are right. There are quite a number of challenges that exist. The information is readily available for the public to consume it. The problem seems to be that we might be having an awareness issue where the public does not seem to understand how to access that information. Therefore, as a commission, we have put in place certain mechanisms of ensuring that the public can access the Ombudsman's office. So we are situated in 8 regions in the country. We are in 12 Huduma centers. And most recently, we have been given 22 Huduma desks where Mwananchi can go directly to speak to an officer in charge of that particular region and process that request for information. What we have noted generally in matters climate action and justice is that we have programs such as FLOCA which are running, and many Kenyans have questions around those programs. But unfortunately, they request for information from the counties, and after the counties fail to give them that information, they seem to pull back and not push a step further, which is to come to the Ombudsman's office to find a way of accessing that information. For today's forum, we were trying to explain it to the citizens at large that there is a Commission on Administrative Justice that promotes that right to access that information. So you can visit either our offices, which are located in the 8 regions. You can visit our Huduma centers that are there, or the 22 desks where we are sharing services with other public institutions, and request for that information or appeal against the decision of the institution to fail to give you that information. So that is what we are trying to do, and one of the reasons we had the PS of ICT and digital economy is because we are partnering together to see how government can digitize its records, and therefore when Mwananchi wants to access that information, they can do so using AI tools, which he has mentioned shall be available to Mwananchi, and also when they use those tools, that the information will be readily available to access. So that is one of the main issues that we are trying to work with that particular ministry to ensure that all records, the government records, are in a digital format, are readily accessible and usable by the Kenyan people.
Maybe my last question, what kind of information do you think is valuable to the public for it to be able to hold leaders to account?
All types of information. Any information that affects you as a Kenyan citizen, that may curtail your rights under the Constitution, is information that should be available to you. Information that is also private, because as you know, the government is the custodian of a lot of our private information that deals on issues of identity cards and passports and birth certificates, together with your bank information or academic transcripts. All type of information that is personal is available to you as the owner of that information. Then you have information that is held by the government on behalf of the people. That will be information probably touching on procurement contracts, information touching on EIA reports in the environmental sector, all this type of information touching on anything that is being done by the government on behalf of the Kenyan people should be accessible to the Kenyan people. There are certain limitations towards the type of information that is available to the Kenyan people, and therefore there's an access to information law that shows the type of information that is not available to the Kenyan citizen for various reasons, one of which would be security, another would be information that would interfere with somebody else's data, and then information that would affect our economy as a country. So the Act is very clear on what information that is not available to you, but as it stands, a lot of information is available. But most importantly, there's something we commonly refer to as proactive disclosure of information, and this is where public institutions are required to publicly disclose that information without a Kenyan citizen prompting them to do so. And that type of information should be available in their websites, in their offices. When you request or visit a public institution, they should be able to give you that information readily. Then lastly, the access to information law is not limited to public institutions. It also covers private institutions. So you'll find that there are certain institutions that are private that have information that belongs to you as a Kenyan citizen. You have requested for that information, but that private institution is not giving it to you, and therefore they are interfering or curtailing your right to access that information. That would help you for any other reason. You are free to come and lodge your complaint with us as the Ombudsman's office. And I can tell you we have handled quite a number of complaints in the private sector, some touching on various private institutions, banks and insurance companies, and they have readily availed that information to the Kenyan citizen. So our doors are open, and ours is just to create that awareness to the Kenyan citizen. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Well, Doreen, there you have it. The public has the right to access information that they would use, of course, to hold leaders to account and also ensure that there is transparency in all the businesses or the procurement that the government, including the private sector, is doing. So basically, that's it from here, Doreen. Allow me to hand this back to you in studio. Good afternoon.
That's right. International Day for Universal Access to Information there. This just being held under the theme of ensuring access to environmental information in this digital era. Of course, our very own Kam Chemenza is our eyes and ears on that bit, and she'll be giving us a detailed report